minimum très bon, produit variable, billard les produits variables, minimum variable, variable, billard est très grand, variable, maximum billard est variable, très variable, un bon produit variable, billard est maximum, billard est très variable, nombre de mecs désirent entrer léger, déraisonnablement, entrer dans l'entreprendre, sans avoir un plan, c'est malheureux, malheureusement.
BR Novel Series. Pro JRE Production. Not for subscribers under the age of 16. The BR Novel Series. Season 6, Episode 51, Chapter 51, BR Enterprise Missionary.
Late time in the winter night, almost about to be midnight, there appeared an helicopter in the middle of the ocean. A long rope dropped into the Atlantic Ocean. And one man began to get down towards the middle of the ocean with the rope hanging from the helicopter. A man wearing a white bandage that he uses as a mask and all black superhero costume that is written BR in red and blue. He was right on time for the mission, diving in the cold ocean water in winter. There was a boat waiting for his arrival in the middle of the ocean. He climbed inside the boat with a heavy wet outfit in the cold and found a spot where he could dry up. While waiting for the attendees in the boat to come and assist him with the wet clothes condition, one passenger in the boat heard noise from the first floor of the boat and decided to go check what was going on. As soon as he got there, he found Bulk Requiem struggling to get his costume dry. And he says, "Sir, is everything all right?" Bulk Requiem replies, "Everything is cold." For a correct response to that, "I'm looking for Hidden and Abado. We have an appointment to meet in the boat for a mission to get done in the Brazil jungle, Pantanal region of southwestern Brazil. If you have any information where I can find them, it will be very helpful," the boat worker says. "There are few guests we are accommodating who paid for the trip to Brazil. I can take you in the table so you meet them." And he asks Bulk, "Did you fall in the ocean looking this wet?" Bulk Requiem says, "A ghost appeared and water from the ocean spilled on me while I was inside the boat. I was looking for my shoes under the boat. An octopus grabbed me from the water. A roaring lion screamed so loud in my ears I fell inside the water." The boat worker looks at him strange and staring at him for a while and suddenly started laughing out loud. And so the gentleman takes Bulk Requiem to the guests' table to meet Hidden and Abado. He gets to the table and the two men noticed him and approached him, surprised to the fact that he was so wet. Hidden asks him, "How did he get here? I thought you won't make it in the mission." And he takes him to the dressing room to change. As they were in the dressing room, Hidden and Abado asks Bulk Requiem details about the mission. "What's the agreement on the mission? The military response in the jungle when we arrive there will be accurate with the timing as soon as we find the supernatural PFT mug package," Bulk Requiem says. "The military group knows that the perfect timing is everything we need to succeed in this mission. So it will be very important for the soldiers coming in the battlefield to consider the recovery of the supernatural item. The governmental leaders are in search for the supernatural PFT mug for important duties around the town. The law will never allow some unfortunate criminals to have possession of such expensive assets in the jungle and sell it illegally to leaders around the world that don't know how to make use of it properly. We gonna have to stop their plans." And he went on in saying, "I still have my supernatural PFT mug item. It is the BR speakers. It's a weapon that took me forever to learn how it operates. But eventually I learned how to use it and control it professionally during battle. The weapon I'm hoping to get to the mission with and win the battle to bring back the supernatural PFT mug item to the colonel." And he asks Hidden and Abado, "Are you guys having your supernatural PFT mug item in your possession?" Hidden says yes and takes out his hockey sticks and says, This supernatural hockey sticks takes out more hockey balls for hot shots in battle more than a loaded gun machine could. Abardo takes out his supernatural gym equipment from his gym bag and says, gym tools around in the battleground can make opponent feel like they were born to be magnetic to steel that is made out gym tools. Then I think heroes are determined to see victory after the mission is complete, Bulk says. Finally, after 4 days in the aquatic region, they have eventually arrived at the jungle in Pantanal region of southwestern Brazil. The boat has sailed in the jungle environment, where there is anacondas living inside water, jaguars on top of trees, and some of the most dangerous and deadly animals in the middle of the jungle. That's where hidden. Abardo and Bulk Requiem are heading to a mission to take back the most valuable supernatural PFT mug item from criminals. South American gangsters had a plot to study criminology for years and managed to steal the PFT mug item from government leaders and sell it to terrorists. This time we will send a message to any criminal out there to never use the PFT mug item to harm civilized people in the city, says Requiem. As they left the boat in the water or walked miles in the jungle far from where they parked the boat that will take them back home after the mission. For now, the 3 men were trying to reach the middle of the jungle with the help of the navigation device, and they're trying to signal where they can find the criminals' dwelling place in a large, undeveloped, humid forest. The journey started in the morning, after hours of walking a long way till the evening. They heard a noisy gathering in the west side of the forest and they decided to go check who was there. When they got to that area, they saw a huge fire and people in the circle of it. Hunters were slaughtering animals, criminals were getting drunk and fixing gun machines. The 3 men strategically split quietly while hiding inside the bush in a manner the opponent doesn't see them. Hidden dragged a couple of drunk guards in the floor with his hockey stick, and while they were on the ground he aimed for the head and hit the hockey ball with a super shot and the guard is down. The group leader of the criminal gang is inside a custom-designed building, specially made for him, and during the time hidden, Abardo and Bulk Requiem silently started attacking his men. He was inside getting drunk with other leaders and decision-makers of the criminal organization. The weather started to interrupt the party as it began to rain with heavy thunderstorm. And the colonel who sent Bulk Requiem to help him on the mission called. Requiem picks up the phone, and the colonel says, "My soldiers are almost in the battlefield and they're saying the weather is horrific. Are you anywhere close to finding the criminal gangs where they're camping in the jungle?" Bulk Requiem says, "Yes, Colonel, I'm right here in the mission with 2 men, Hidden and Abardo, and yes, we have found the criminals, including their leaders who we were able to trace inside the house getting drunk. Looks like they are not expecting anyone to interrupt the party." The colonel replies saying, "My soldiers just reported to me that they're almost there according to their signals. Soon as you see 2 helicopters landing and they will begin to open fire. While you make sure to get back the supernatural PFT mug item and see to it no one gets away with it. Call me back after the mission," Colonel says and hangs up. 2 helicopters arrived with a bright spotlight and every gang member in jungle noticed and went to grab their guns to start shooting. As the helicopter landed, soldiers came down and started shooting back. Abardo and Hidden went for the gang leaders who were inside the building. They saw Abardo and Hidden take out their supernatural PFT mug item, a hockey stick for Hidden, and Abardo had gym equipments that could do extraordinary stuff like roll an opponent in the ground with metal and break a leg or arm with a full force metallic pressure, as soon as their supernatural weapon was a threat. One of the leaders released their most dangerous pets, a red-eye rats that were in a cage, only to be released when it was time to do damage. The cage was open and the red-eye rats attacked. and Abardo used the metallic gym equipment as a supernatural item to defend and terminate the Red Eye Rats who were attacking aggressively anyone or anything they could sense. While Requiem was outside, he also took out his supernatural PFT mug item, the BR speakers, to help the governmental soldiers that were in the mission. The BR speakers was doing what it does best. Took out a ship's anchor with his mythical hands and power punching with his golden star fist, also using the BR charmer style to diminish the opponent. Bulk Requiem went inside the building to look for the supernatural package. And the BR speakers remained outside to help the soldiers with defense and a source of a deadly weapon at war to get rid of the enemy. The gang members' leaders turned the place upside down and Bulk Requiem was struggling to figure out where the supernatural PFT mug item could be. And looked around and saw one of the leaders carrying a bulletproof box that was able to show the supernatural item. He was trying to get away with it and Bulk went after him to stop him. Bulk Requiem dropped him down and got a hold of the bulletproof glass box that had the portion of the supernatural PFT mug item in a heavy liquid that came in 4 different bottles in 4 different colors. The red, orange, purple and green bottle. After getting a hold of it, he beat down the gang member in a way he couldn't wake up, and the majority of them were getting defeated and falling. Bulk Requiem shows the signal to the team in the battle that he got a hold of the supernatural PFT mug package and they should get going. As the team are looking for a way to get back to the helicopter, they went on with the battle, removing the enemy who were next to the helicopter. They fought the enemy with heart and bravery and managed to bring him down to get space to enter the helicopter with the supernatural PFT mug item while the BR speakers was covering them from the shots before the helicopter takes off. And they took off successfully. Soldiers were injured and hurt and couldn't get up after the battle. The helicopter flew back to the boat to drop Abardo and Hidden. When they arrive in boat trying to drop a rope from the helicopter to get them in the boat, Hidden took out his hockey and whipped it in the pilot's head. Abardo saw what he intended and rushed for the supernatural package in the bulletproof box, and they both jump out of the helicopter next to the boat. While the passengers inside are spinning and getting twisted with the helicopter that is out of order when the pilot just got taken out. Injured soldiers and Bulk Requiem remained inside and were not in the position to go out properly, and the helicopter had an accident and fell inside the water. The other helicopter couldn't do much about it. He was trying to rescue his teammate but most couldn't make it. And Hidden and Abardo took their chance and ran away with the boat after taking the supernatural PFT mug item from the soldiers and Bulk Requiem government power rescue operation. The boat took off and the remaining helicopter didn't go after it, but decided to rescue the lives of his teammates that are drowning inside the helicopter. Bulk Requiem and a few soldiers managed to get their head above water and get rescued by the team. They just looked at the damage and can't believe after all the hard work. They just got backstabbed by a team member they never believed would hurt him to get the supernatural item. Bulk Requiem called the colonel to let him know what just happened in the mission. And who are the 2 men that turn out to be the biggest backstabbers the organization has ever witnessed. Bulk Requiem tells the colonel that he promises to catch those boys and finish their existence just like they finished the soldiers on our side. He still has 1 more helicopter with him. He will try to track them down and bring back the supernatural PFT mug item package back to the government officials' hands. I always knew never to trust a teammate that has beard and the other one that have long hair. I prefer short hair and no beard. Maybe then I will trust you and take you along in my mission. Your tradition as a missionary took your fake character in the burning hellfire. Your way of living with other people that trust you just became a curse with anyone you'll ever do business with. Abardo and Hidden, I won't take you guys as missionaries anymore. The next time the Colonel sends me on a mission, I will go for a team that has me in heart. From now on I will find loyal men myself, train them myself and offer them the supernatural item myself, and I will see how a student trained by me can ever backstab me. Bulk Requiem says it to himself from the heart. While the group were camping next to the jungle and helicopter is parked while the remaining soldiers were recovering, Bulk Requiem was standing next to the water and thinking about life of the mission, as an inspired missionary military who always carry on in the battlefield no matter what happens. He set music by him while getting ready to go to the mission of Hidden and Abardo he must complete and retaliate.
Complete a mission involving religion, tradition, involving religion, complete a mission involving religion, complete a mission involving tradition, absolution, complete the mission, complete the mission. The mission involving missionaries, this is the missionary. Exhibition of BR script as we gather to observe the fact that the mass need explanation to achieve great result. Governmental situation don't provide enough grace for indication. The concept of the song title is to occur and relieve the pain of the one that is in harm, oppressed in this subject. Medical assistance is needed in the modern day system. Power need correction. For instance, when are we as human going to remove hate and greed? Try and spot the difference between positive and negative force. Get an effect degree as a missionary with rules, policy and laws. Knowable for health, wealth, procedure in favorable social occasion. Complete a mission.
After Bulk Requiem says out a song for missionary, an idea came in mind. Bulk Requiem thought to himself that in a missionary case as this, if he could call to Haps and Professor Walterson, it would be a good idea to let them know what just happened in the mission, and if they'll be able to report to him in the jungle by the morning. So he went ahead and did that. After a 30 minutes of conversation over the phone with Professor Walterson, they finally came to an agreement that he will come and fetch him in the jungle. So Bulk went to tell the soldiers that he will be remaining in the jungle. He has another team that is coming to fetch him, and told the soldiers that with the remaining helicopter, they should return to the colonel, and tell the colonel that I remained in the jungle and waiting for a new team to go to the mission of finding Hidden and Abardo. It will take me 72 hours maximum timing to put an end to this. So get back to the colonel with the remaining soldiers and helicopter. And tell the colonel that I will be back within the next 3 days. The mission of finding the supernatural item by those boys in the business of hunting won't be a big deal. Waiting for the morning if the team come with the boat and the helicopter to come and fetch me, Professor Walterson and Haps won't let me down. and so the soldiers packed up their gatherings. With the remaining soldiers took off successfully with the helicopter, and Bulk Requiem remaining for the waiting of his teammates. The soldiers went back to the Colonel Operations Center and promised to let the Colonel know what Bulk Requiem said on the message of the mission, the next morning. Professor Walterson and Haps managed to get to Bulk Requiem's location in the jungle. With the helicopter and a parked electric boat hanging from the helicopter, they brought 2 transportation. One for the sky and one for the water, and the Professor Walterson parks the helicopter safely. They all had elation to meet each other again after a while of not being able to meet whenever the BR Enterprise duty have to be executed, Professor Walterson says. I can't believe you are still alive in a jungle of anacondas, rodents and jaguars. No animal ate you for breakfast or lunch. Woo. And he gets to the bag in the helicopter and gives Bulk a brand new BR costume, and tells him, after last year's battle, I managed to build you a new supernatural costume with the last portion of the PFT mug that remained in the bottle and other laboratory natural resources substance, again like the last time. The costume wings is a button away, but as soon as it's 1,000 meters away from the speakers, it loses its power connection. You won't be able to use it. So in all cost use the wings of the costume if the cylinder speakers is in your pocket. The professor tells Bulk to go and fit in his new BR costume with the wings of Super Technology and Mythology Edition. After Bulk Requiem wore his BR costume with a wings edition. He goes to Professor and gives him a tight hug. I never knew after the damage of the previous costume with wings I'd get another one. I know it was hard the last time for the team to create one. Without taking the supernatural costume with wings, the mission we went to with it wouldn't have been complete if we didn't take the wings strategy along with we. And this one appears to look more zealous than the previous costume. I can tell it will last longer. After testing the supernatural costume that is customized specifically for Bulk Requiem's mission and the rest of weapon needed for a battlefield, it was time to locate Hidden and Abado. So they packed up everything inside the helicopter and took off to head to the east side of the ocean towards the European Aquatic Center, where they came from when Bulk was in their boat. Requiem told the professor and Haps that it will take them 5 to 6 days before Hidden and Abado get the boat they're sailing inland. There is a possibility of still finding him along the way if the pilot in the helicopter fly forward with speed. I must still be able to find them while the boat is sailing, otherwise if they make it inland, it will be hard to locate their whereabout in the town that anyone have ways to fly and leave town anytime. Bulk Requiem eager to find the 2 criminals who betrayed him for the possession of the PFT mug, flying in the helicopter going with speed, and after 3 days of being determined in the journey. The boat Hidden and Abado were going with was moving in a slow pace and the machine lost the ability of being fast like the time they were coming with it, Haps while in the helicopter. He was able to see a boat moving slowly and pointed towards it by showing Bulk Requiem if it was similar to the boat they're looking for. Bulk Requiem looks attentively and says in celerity, that yes. Yes. It's the one, it's Hidden and Abado boats. They silently flew behind them in few meters away so the helicopter could not be heard but still be able to dictate them. Haps, Bulk Requiem and Professor Walterson prepared weapons to go for them and get back the supernatural PFT mug item. One helicopter came behind them and threw a bomb. The shot looked dangerous and nearly caught the helicopter. Bulk quickly headed for the door in the helicopter and saw them targeting and aimed for another shot. Bulk Requiem quickly jumped off the helicopter and spread his wings, unlocks the electric boat cage where it was parked. cut off the electric boat hanging in the helicopter and made sure the boat lands in the water properly and ready to go. One helicopter was armed and the other was not, after dodging multiple shots. One determined shot hit the helicopter from the back and it caught up fire. Without it being able to move properly, Haps and Professor took their belongings and jumped in the ocean. And the helicopter was twisting around uncontrollably with smoke and fire till it dropped inside the water. Bulk quickly rowed the boat towards Haps and Professor and managed to get them inside. He spreads his wings towards the helicopter that brought him down and flies towards them in the sky and goes in front of the pilot's window to block his view. He takes out the BR cylinder speakers, throws it inside the helicopter and presses the transformation button. The speakers transforms to octagon shape, leaving no space inside as it got bigger. The pilot lost control and helicopter started spinning around. Passengers were falling outside. Before it got to drown in the water, Bulk controls the speakers out and the helicopter with weapons exploded after the accident of crashing in water. Bulk takes the BR speakers in cylinder form and goes back to the boat where Haps and Professor Walterson were.
To be continued. To be continued. Catch BR Enterprise Missionary Part 2 up next. BR Novel Series. Pro JRE Production. Not for subscribers under
C'est un produit variable, un grand produit variable, minimum très bon produit variable. Billard les produits variables, minimum variable, variable. Billard est très grand variable, maximum billard est variable, très variable. Un bon produit variable, billard est maximum, billard est très variable. Nombre de mecs désirent entrer léger, déraisonnablement entrer dans l'entreprendre sans avoir un plan. C'est malheureux, malheureusement, les rabgés laissent plaisir sans pitié. Mauvais garçon est là, mon léger, c'est manger, change la destin parce que tu vas être dernier au jeu. Je suis puissant, suprême, direct.